time to this one. And I'm gonna do another video pertaining to Powhatan and Virginia. I'm actually I'm not sure what I'm gonna title this video, but it's all gonna relate to Virginia, and I'm gonna tie in a little bit of that Charlottesville, what happened. I mean, that little Charlottesville race riot or whatever happened to Virginia into this. All right. So look, man, this might be a little long video, but I felt like I need to get this one out because this one was something important. Like, this is a very important article right here, and even if it's skipping around some things and if it's not 100% accurate, at least it can give you an idea how these people think and what they was thinking at this time. All right, so I'm gonna read two articles. I got some other information that I'm gonna put up here. I'm sticking with Virginia for now, okay, and I'm gonna do my research on Virginia. You know, Virginia is very crucial to this to the research of finding out or where we came from and what happened to us. Virginia is the most crucial part, because there's a lot of things that's dealing with Virginia is very unclear. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. We're gonna go. I'm gonna read it. I will be probably making a few grammatical errors, man. So just bear with me. I'm not Dr. Seuss. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I can read. I do have literacy. But sometimes this computer screen and then these glasses, this shit do not be adding up for me. I'm not used to reading from computer screen, so please bear with me, alright? It's a very important video, alright, Aborigines. So I'm gonna start right here, and like I said, it's titled "The Powhatan Indian Attack of March 22, 1622." All right, so I'm gonna start. So it said the Indian attack of March 22, 1622 constituted a watershed in history of Jamestown settlement. Early began in 1618. It's a fraction in the company led by the treasurer. Remember these words. The treasurer, Sir Edwin Sandy, had steered the company in the direction of integration of Indians into English settlements. Okay, say family received houses in the settlement, and funds were established for a college for Indian youth and Christianized and civilized them. Okay, so understand what the hell I just read to you. Okay, it says, I'm gonna read that one more time. It says families received houses in settlement and funds were established for a college for Indian youth to Christianize and civilize them. Okay, most ashamed that the Apuchakana and the Powhatan. I know y'all gonna get on me about the saying Powhatan, but that's the way I'm used to saying it. Powhatan nation shared the idea of an integration society. Okay, so integration. So the Europeans were already coming here trying to integrate. Take this from some of the other stories. You know, read some of these other stories, because there's a lot of different stories, but they all is kind of telling the truth. But you have to be able to understand this shit from doing all this research. All right. So say integrated society. So not only had the Indians not agreed to cultural suicide, okay? Not only had the Indians not agreed to cultural suicide, but as John Thorpe, a supporter and new policy of integration, okay? It say observe most of the English settlers still harbor their contempt for the Indians. There's a scarce any man among us. Sorry. Say he reported that thou so much as afford them a good thought in his heart, I guess. It say, and most men with their mouths give a nudge by malediction and bitter excretions. Whatever the fuck. Alright, so it says silence on the Indians in the face of the deadly insult of occupation and verbal abuse. The English mistook for subservience. By 1622, it was apparent to the Indians that the colonists intended to expand their holdings in Virginia. Okay? So this is basically, so they allow some of them to come here. And then when they realize they came here, then they just say, nah, we want to open up something right there. Just like you look right now, everywhere you look, everywhere you look is a building going up or something going up on some land or whatever. But that's pretty much the same thing, all right? So now look, it says, all right, so but apparently to the Indians that the colonists intended to expand their holding in Virginia. This physical expansion threatened the Indians' way of life. Okay? It say of even greater concern, perhaps, were the renewed colony effort to convert and educate the savages. All right, so let me give you some word research on the word savage. The word savage came from salvage. The people who salvage are the Europeans, so they're the real savages because they salvage everything. Salvage means save because of scarcity, meaning that it's not an unlimited supply. See, over here in where they was at in Virginia, they had farms and they had supplies. They had all this stuff. You understand? Corn and everything, but I'm gonna keep on going. So it's saying educate the savages. The Okanagan chop response to the threat of cultural deconstruction. All right, cultural deconstruction, deconstruction. All right, so understand that cultural deconstruction. That's what's going on. That's what been went on. You've been cultural deconstructed, man. Look, this when I read this right here, like I said, normally I read a lot of stuff, yo, and sometimes I just like, yo, maybe I should do a video. This is something I had to do a video on because this will explain to you everything past, present, and future of what's going on here in this land. All right, so it's a cultural deconstruction. So you got people who sign up to come here to be cultural deconstructed. Okay, cultural deconstruction. Damn, that's some deep shit, man. They say was to plan to stage a massive attack on the English settlement. They say in demonstration of Indian power and in an attempt to drive off the English for good. Okay. So it said, according to the English account, the Opachakanok planned to attack Jamestown Fort. It say as well as outlining settlements, but a young Indian boy who had been Christianized by the settlers forewarned the inhabitants. Okay, so remember Nat Turner? The boy at the end told on him. I don't know how this story is connected. Hopefully, if the brother Dane Calloway check this out, maybe he can relate to this because he have been down in Virginia, and maybe some of this stuff will fill in some of the blanks to what he might not have. But I'm gonna read that one more time. All right. So it says the Apanakachak. I hate time I'm saying wrong, but excuse me. All right. But planned to attack the Jamestown Fort, as well as outlining settlements, but a young Indian boy who had been Christianized, okay, who had been Christianized. So, look, as I'm reading this shit should be just, you should be just having visions of people and what the hell is going on in this whole thing. So I'm going to read it one more time. Say, but a young Indian boy who had been Christianized by the settlers forewarned the inhabitants. The news did not spread fast enough, however, to save the English living in the settlements. I say one day prior to the attack, the Indians came bringing gifts, meats, fruits, and shared them with the settlers. There be discussing their intentions. Disguising their intentions. The following morning, they circulated freely and socialized with the settlers before suddenly seizing their own work tools and attacking them. So it says C. Roberts. I'm gonna get to this one. I got his article too. All right. So the Indians killed families in the plantation houses and then I guess they say in them. It's supposed to be in den, so whoever wrote it made some grammatical errors, but I'm getting an understanding of what pretty much going on. But let's keep it moving. And then move on to kill servants and workers in the field. The Powhatan killed 347 settlers. It say in all men, women, and children. Not even George Stewart, a prominent colonist, well known for his friendly stance towards the Indians, was spared. The power, hot and harsh treatment of the bodies and their victims was symbolic to their contempt for their opponent. The Indians also burned most of the outlining plantations, destroying the livestock. Yo, I think this right here. Listen, I think in these two paragraphs right here is the fucking Nat Turner story right here. Now, don't quote me on that, but look, this shit right here. Listen, Indigenous, listen, Aborigines. Come on, man. You know this shit haven't been easy. We got to go through certain things. We done started all in the Caribbean. We done went everywhere. Now we in Virginia, where it's the most important. They telling you what their intention was to come here and what's going on, and we have something that sounds similar to the Nat Turner story. Okay, we have a story that sounds similar to the Nat Turner story. Okay, so let me keep on going, man. Just remember that. The colonists in Jamestown were in uproar, stunned by the massacre. The settlers immediately withdrew the fort and the other. And I'm sorry. They say the fort and to outer, easier, defensible locations. In addition to the loss of life, the colonists also lost valuable crops, supplies necessary to survive the winter. Ironically, during the winter of 1620 through 23, the colonists were forced to trade with the Indians for corn and supplies, and even with the provisions, many went hungry. They say the mortality rate during the winter of 1622 through 23 climbed due to malnutrition and disease. Over 400 settlers died. Wow. So it say news of the killing did not reach England until mid-June. The Virginia Company, okay? The Virginia Company, okay? Think about what the Virginia Company is today, okay? The Virginia Company responded by sending more supplies and weapons. King James also contributed weapons. Captain John Smith, safe in London, avowed revenge and threatened to destroy the Indians himself, and it's necessary. All right, so look, I'm gonna read this one again, and listen, Israel. I know y'all on my page. You know what I'm saying? I am Judah, but I'm gonna read this one more time for us. All right. News of the killings did not reach England until mid-June. The Virginia Company, which is the United States, responded by sending more supplies and weapons. That's the United States controlled by England, man, by Britain, man, to this day, because that's what the Virginia Tea Company or Virginia Company is, where the United States started in Virginia. Okay, check me. All right, so look, King James, okay, also contributing weapons. Captain John Smith, safe in London, avowed revenge and threatened to destroy the Indians himself if necessary. All right. So after that, so boom. So we originally started at 1607. 1607 is when Captain John Smith and them originally came to Virginia. Right now, listen. Like I said, I don't got all the information on this. I am not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not reading it straightforward, but you guys got to put your thinking caps on and bear with me on this shit, man. All right. Now, let me go on some more. All right. So the colonists in Jamestown retaliated with treachery on their own. And numerous attacks to avenge the losses. They say all restraint were released. The men used the massacre as an excuse to wreak havoc on the Indians wherever they found them. They feigned peace relations, let the Indians plant their corn wherever they choose, and then just before the crop was ready for the harvest, they attacked them. All right, so boom, so that's the Thanksgiving story. They plant their stuff right before a harvest. They kill them, and then they take over the land. They ain't burn nothing down, because they're gonna say they attacked them. They say killing as many as they could and burning their crops. They say English armies destroyed entire villages, Captain William Tucker threatened to kill the Opachakanak on several occasions, but proven unable to fulfill his boast. Okay. Meanwhile, within the Virginia Company, a debate ensued over enslavement versus extirpation. I gotta look that shit up. Extirpation with integrity. Now in full retreat, since the Indians were better woodsmen and could not easily be easily caught. Putting them to work in the mines and fields of England would not be a simple task. It say events overtook the discussion as swiftly as passion overcame reason. Virginians had given their answer in form of burning Indian villages, destroying crops, and other measures of retribution. Within a couple of years, they had avenged the 347 deaths many times over. The new policy of Virginia ended a failure in 1624. The company was dissolved and the king placed Virginia under control. All right, so boom. So look, man, you see this shit right here? Now I'm going to read this one more time right here, all right? So it says, events overtook the discussion as swiftly as passion overcame reason. All right, so their passion to do this shit, to be killers, overcame the reason or the rationality to say, nah, we came here, we on their land. These people are peaceful. The Virginians have given their answer in the form of burning Indian villages. All right, so the Virginians are basically started in England, and these people came from England, and they tried to take that land and call it Virginia, which we know it wasn't Virginia. I think it was Powhatan, or it might have been Chesapeake, or it might have been something along that way. But it says Virginia has given their answer in the form of burning Indian villages, destroyed crops, and other measures of retribution. Within a couple of years, they have avenged 347 deaths many times over. So they don't waste no time when it comes time for revenge for them. You know what I'm saying? We see, look, man, it's sad, bro. Think about the article, what I said, man. Reread it and definitely understand what